feared, powerful, and shrouded in mystery. The Akatsuki is one of the most iconic organizations in anime history. But behind the red clouds lies a story of pain, ambition, and revolution. This is a deep dive into the rise and fall of the Akatsuki. The Akatsuki was born out of chaos and desperation. A shadow formed under the blazing fires of war. Its origins trace back to three orphans: Yuhiko, Conan, and Nagato. They struggled to survive in the war-torn Land of Rain. Like many children during the Second Great Ninja War, they lost everything. But they gained something rare: a mentor. Jiraiya, one of the legendary Sannin, found them starving and alone. Instead of turning away, he chose to stay and teach them ninjutsu, and more importantly, hope. Under Jiraiya's guidance, the trio developed strength, but also conviction. Yuhiko, the most charismatic of them, had a dream: to end all wars and unite the world through peace. With this dream, the original Akatsuki was born, a small resistance group fighting not for power, but for justice and stability. They wore no sinister cloaks, carried no rings of ambition. Back then, Akatsuki meant dawn, a new beginning. But peace is fragile. As their influence grew, so did the threats. Hanzo of the Salamander, the warlord of the Hidden Rain, saw Yuhiko's movement as a danger to his control. He plotted with Danzo Shimura of Konoha to crush the Akatsuki. What followed was a brutal betrayal, a trap that forced Yuhiko to make the ultimate sacrifice. To save Conan and protect the dream he built, Yuhiko took his own life. That moment shattered Nagato. He had believed in peace through unity, but Yuhiko's death revealed a darker truth: that power is the only language the world understands, driven by grief, rage, and the haunting voice of pain. Nagato awakened the full power of the Rinnegan and annihilated Hanzo's forces. From the ashes of idealism, a new Akatsuki was born. One led not by hope, but by divine judgment. This new Akatsuki was no longer a resistance. It was a movement of gods among men, seeking to control all nations through fear. No longer would they ask for peace. They would enforce it. With Yuhiko gone, Nagato was no longer the boy who sought peace. He became pain, a self-proclaimed god who believed that only through suffering could the world understand true harmony. Under pain's divine authority, the Akatsuki evolved. No longer a resistance movement, they were now cold, strategic, and terrifying organization. Each move was calculated. Each member was handpicked, not just for strength, but for their capacity to shape the shinobi world. The first to join the new Akatsuki were some of the most feared names in history. Itachi Uchiha, the prodigal killer who slaughtered his own clan, a shinobi of unmatched intellect and genjutsu mastery. Sasori, the best puppet master in the shinobi world, the only one who can control 100 puppets simultaneously. He also slayed the strongest Kazekage in history. and making it as his own puppet. Kokuzu, an S-rank assassin of the Hidden Waterfall Village, who gain extra lives by stealing hearts of others, and claims to have fought Hashirama Senju. But their mission was far more ambitious. The Akatsuki's ultimate goal was to capture all 9 tilled beasts, living weapons of unimaginable power. By sealing them into the Gedo statue, Pain intended to forge a weapon so destructive it could obliterate entire nations with a single command. This weapon, he claimed, would end all wars, not through diplomacy, but through fear. Every time a beast was extracted, another village fell into chaos. Behind the scenes, the Akatsuki built an intricate hierarchy, and it was the mysterious masked man who claims the name of Madara Uchiha behind of it all. He is responsible for all of their plans. His goal: to place every human in an infinite genjutsu dream world, where everyone achieved their dreams and no wars will ever exist anymore. During secret meetings, the masked man will tell Pain his devised plans on what to do in order to make this genjutsu dream world plan come true. Pain, understanding the assignment, gives out missions and purpose to every member. He stood at the center of the Gedo statue's fingers, speaking to his disciples like a prophet. His words were chilling, calm, righteous, yet rooted in tragedy. Sometimes you must hurt in order to know, fall in order to grow, and lose in order to gain. Each member had their own demons. Some joined for power, others for purpose. But all became part of a machine that threatened to bring the shinobi world to its knees. Each member played a deadly role, from the immortal Hidan to the cunning Zetsu. The Akatsuki became a network of assassins and spies. The fall of the Akatsuki didn't happen all at once. It unraveled, piece by piece. It began with the death of Pain, once known as Nagato. His destruction of the Hidden Leaf Village was a warning to the world that peace enforced through terror was within reach. But it was Naruto Uzumaki, the boy Nagato once sought to control, who confronted him not with rage, but with understanding. Their conversation in the ruins of Konoha didn't just end a battle. It cracked the very ideology the Akatsuki was built upon. Pain chose to believe again in Yuhiko's dream, and gave his life to revive those he had killed. With his final act, he sowed the seeds of redemption, but it was already too late for the organization. With Nagato gone, Tobi, the masked man, took control. The Akatsuki had become a puppet, and its strings were now in the hands of a true manipulator. Those who remained loyal to Nagato and Yuhiko's dream-like code were eliminated to avoid other disruptions in the plan. In the Fourth Great Ninja War, the legacy of the Akatsuki was twisted even further. Using forbidden reanimation jutsu, Kabuto revived deceased Akatsuki members as tools of war, our puppets in a larger conflict. But not all remained tools. Itachi Uchiha, resurrected against his will, broke free of Kabuto's control. His final battle alongside Sasuke wasn't just a clash of power. It was a declaration that the sins of the Akatsuki could be confronted and perhaps redeemed. The Akatsuki's influence reshaped the shinobi world. It forced hidden villages to unite for the first time in history. It drove Naruto to grow, not just as a warrior, but as a symbol of understanding. And it exposed the darkness that had always existed beneath the shinobi system. A cycle of hatred that could no longer be ignored. Though their symbol was eventually destroyed, and their members scattered or buried, the Akatsuki's shadow lingered, a tragic reminder of how a dream for peace can be twisted into a nightmare of war.